One of our clients' directive is booking as many as 15 to 20 meetings every single day from the cold email campaigns we run from them. And here's the thing, this video isn't going to be spending a bunch of time on infrastructure, copy, deliverability, pretty much nothing to do with cold email. So I decided to interview all of our top performing clients, documenting everything that's actually working. And we built a complete playbook for turning positive replies from cold emails into book calls. And so directive isn't just booking as many as 15 to 20 meetings a day because of the emails alone. It's because they convert as high as 80% of all of our positive replies into booked meetings, into real calls. And on their worst months, it's 50%. And so what we did is we interviewed all of our top performing clients, not just directive, but all of our top performing clients that all book 50 to 80% of all our meetings, documenting everything that's actually working, and built a complete playbook for turning positive replies from cold emails into booked calls. So in this video, I'm going to break down that entire system. So let's dive in. So before we talk about what to do when somebody replies, you need some basics in place. First, you need to make your calendar stupid easy to book with. And to do that, here's some of our core base practices. You want to open up 7 days a week of availability. You want to have 15-minute time slots, which you can always extend if you need to. And we recommend using something like, we use SavvyCal personally, but you can use anything out there really. Chili Piper, cal.com, I've heard great things about them. Second, you need to set your speed standards. Your goal is to respond to every positive reply in under 5 minutes, but our top performing clients, they aim for 60 seconds. And the difference between a 1-minute response and a 5-minute response can be massive. You have to imagine they're in front of their computer right now, they're clearing their email. And so the sooner that you can get that, the sooner you're going to catch them in the same emotion in which they positively replied. And they're actually going to be in front of their computer to go through and finish that decision that they just made to reply yes. If you wait an hour, you've already lost a massive percentage of potential meetings. Another quick rule is you want to book meetings for the same day, the next day, or even the day after maximum. And so anything further out and your show rate drops off a cliff. Now, of course, your calendar, it can go out weeks or whatever, but your goal is to really meet with them as soon as possible. Third, you want to adopt a multi-channel mindset from the beginning. When somebody shows interest, you don't just email them back and hope. You want to hit them on email, phone, text, and LinkedIn simultaneously. So something we do for all of our clients is every positive reply, we work with their CRM team to trigger automations where they're setting up all of those sequences to hop off autonomously. And you do this so you can actually meet them where they are at and have the highest chances of booking a meeting. But one rule to keep in mind, your voice should sound the same across every channel. Whether they're reading your email, your text, your LinkedIn messages, the tone should be consistent. That's how you build trust. Fourth, you want to set clear ownership over things. Whoever responds first owns the lead until it's booked or disqualified. And never, I mean never, say, we'll get back to you. That is the kiss of death. If you can't staff someone for instant replies, at minimum, set up an autoresponder with your calendar link so at least they can do something, but we're gonna keep talking about the best of the best here. By the way, if you want the templates for everything that I'm going over, exact copy paste scripts for all of these components, or we're gonna leave a link in the description below. It's completely free. It's just something we put together to help out clients in our funnel. So when somebody replies positively, this is where most people mess it up, right? Someone just says, yeah, I'm interested, and they just lazily send back a calendar link as soon as possible. And that is not the right way to go about it. Here's exactly how you should respond when someone says yes. You want to give them your 2 fastest available time slots, and you want to include the calendar link as a backup. So you want to offer them 2 different days, ideally on 2 different times, and then only offer the calendar, like what I like to say is like, and here's my calendar link just for your convenience. And here's another key is offer to call them right now. Say something like, also I have time in the next 10 minutes if you just want to hop on a quick call. And you'd be shocked at how many people reply yes to that, especially when, once again, if you're replying within a minute and they're in front of their computer, they have downtime to clear your email, they might be able to take your call literally right now. Framing that in the email that's going to them as fast as possible is huge. Now, they might reply differently. After that, sometimes they reply positively, but don't actually pick a time. They say something like, yeah, let's talk, but ignore the calendar link. And for these instances, give them 3 specific options and say which is least bad for you. The phrasing works because it acknowledges that they're busy and it helps lower the friction. It's a nice trick that we found. But the trickier situation is when they ask for more information before they would ever book with your team, right? So most people make the mistake of just sending over a deck or a one pager, hoping for the best. And what our top clients do instead is send the info and qualify at the same time. And so you want to say something like, sending our one pager now, so I don't waste your time. Which outcome matters most to you? A, B, or C? It does two things. It qualifies whether they're serious, and it tells you exactly what to emphasize when you do send information. By the way, if you want us to set up the entire system for your company to start getting these replies and booking meetings, click the first link in the description and book an intro call with us. But back to the video. Now, not everyone is going to book off that first reply. Some people go dark. They said yes, you responded perfectly, and nothing. That's where your multi-channel follow-up comes in. And here's the volume framework our top performing clients use. Day one, you want to send your email reply, make 2 double dial attempts, send 3 text messages, and hit them up on LinkedIn. Day 2 and 3, 1 email, 2 calls, 2 texts, and 1 LinkedIn touch each day. Days 4 through 7, 1 touch per day, alternating channels, and drop some value in each message. Include your calendar link every single time. Now let me break down each one of these channels, but as a quick thing here, this is just what works for us. This is just what works and what is recommended. So this isn't me saying, here's what you need to do, but like, this is what works for our clients that book 80% of our calls. So I hope it serves you well. Calling might feel old school, but it works. And a quick note is if you don't have their phone number, you can usually do a quick search on something like truepeoplesearch.com. Gives you unlimited personal cell numbers in the US for free. It's the best way to manually do it. If you want to do like AIs and automations, you can also use tools like Rocket Reach. Lead Magic just upgraded their mobile number finder quite considerably. We use that all the time. Or you can even use somebody like Wizza. And what's nice is our clients who are on a Series A tier, or maybe they add on to their seed tier, we actually include these validated mobiles for them every single time somebody positively replies, so their team can call right away and they don't even need to worry about that. So you want to use the double dial technique. You call once, let it ring, then hang up, and then call again immediately. And here's why it works, is that most people have do not disturb turned on. I for sure have do not disturb turned on all the time. The first call will get blocked, but the second one will actually typically go through. And so it's not about urgency, it's about getting your call to ring on their phone. If they don't answer, leave a voicemail. Always keep it under 20 seconds. Always say who you are, reference their email, and tell them you'll text them options. Something like, hey Joe, it's Taylor regarding your email about XYZ topic. I'll text you some options. That's it. The voicemail sets up the text, just like our emails set up the potential phone call. Now, what if they do pick up? You want to have a script ready. You don't want to wing it. Know exactly what you're going to say in the first 10 seconds. Something like, hey, it's Taylor from Sales Automation Systems. I just sent over that info you asked for, but I figured a phone call might be easier. Totally cool if you don't have 5 minutes to chat, but do you have 5 minutes to chat about your question? It works very, very well. And once again, it's nice because it isn't full cold calling. You're calling these warm leads that asked to be called. Next, moving on to text. Texts work because everyone reads them. So here is the sequence we use. Immediately after leaving a voicemail, send a text with specific times. Then once again, we have all of this listed out inside of our positive reply playbook. We got your email. Fastest way, 15 minutes at 2:15, 2:45, or 3:15. Or book here and then insert the link. So immediately after leaving a voicemail, send a text with some specific time. Something like, hey, we got your email. Fastest way to answer is just a quick 15 minutes. I'm available at 2:15, 2:45, or 3:15 today. Or you can book here. Happy to call you again if you need anything. Day 2, you probably want to be short and direct and maybe reference their original interest. Days 3 and 4, you should use a slightly different angle, maybe mention a specific benefit or something like that. On days 5 through 6, this is where you need to use some breakup techniques. Send something like, hey Joe, last check, should I close your file, or is XYZ goal still a priority? If the time is off, just say later and I'll just circle back next month. And that close your file language clearly creates urgency without being pushy and gives them the option to say later, actually reopens the conversation more than you think. And it can even force a potential just like no, so you at least get some closure that you don't need to be following up with them anymore. For the next channel, LinkedIn can really tie everything together. If you're not already connected, send a blank connection request with no note. Your acceptance rates will go way higher without a note. Adding a note actually lowers accepted rates because it looks salesy. Once they accept, that's when you want to send a message referencing your email exchange. And once connected, send a DM that coordinates with your other outreach. The goal for them is to see your name everywhere: email, phone, text, LinkedIn. When that happens, you go from being a random person to being someone I should probably talk to. So let's say all this works and they book a meeting. Your job isn't done. Now you need to make sure they actually show up. And so you need two things: automated touches and manual touches. For the automated touches, these run in the background without you doing anything. It's a confirmation page immediately after they book, a confirmation email with the details, the meeting link that'll automatically go to their calendar software, and you want to send a reminder email 24, 12, and 3 hours before the call. And you just need to set these up once. Once again, we use SavvyCal. It does these things without us having to lift a finger. And so when it comes to manual touches, this is where you can really move the needle with show rates. You see, the night before, you can send a quick personal text or whatever, confirming you're looking forward to meeting them. The morning of, you can send another quick touch, maybe share something relevant you'll discuss. And of course, like, feel this out, put it into your personality. You don't want to be too much, but you don't want to be too little. And then 60 minutes before, you have a final reminder with that meeting linked. Yes, this takes effort, but the difference in show rates is massive. One more thing while we're here is you should probably follow a BAM FAM framework. This is book a meeting from a meeting. Every single call you get on, before you hang up, you should always book the next step. Don't ever say, I'll send you some times. Book it live on the call before they disconnect. Have them pull up their calendar and make sure it's set up. This alone will change your pipeline. The next tactic, a little side quest, is going to be a game changer. Hormozy has been talking about this one a lot recently, and we implemented it when he started talking about it 6 months ago, and it's huge. And so when someone books a meeting more than, let's say, 2-3 days out, you want to call them immediately and say something like, hey Joe, I happen to have an extra 10 minutes right now. Would it be crazy if we just talked real quick to get you some of the information that you need? And the reason why this works well is that people who book meetings 4 days away often forget or lose interest. And if you can move the meeting to today, you eliminate that drop off. And Hormozy told us personally that this gave him a 40% uplift in show rates. And not everyone will say yes, and that's okay. But the ones who do usually are your best prospects. And if they say no, just say, no worries at all, man. Excited to see you on Thursday, just as scheduled. And so just keep it easy. Now, even with all of this, some people will no-show. So here's how you can recover those. The moment they no-show, you want to send a text and an email. Don't be passive aggressive about it. For the text, keep it superhuman. You okay? Want me to hold 3:30 or 4 o'clock today for you? That okay opens with concern, not with like, hey man, you're wasting my time, or any of those kinds of vibes. Can help to disarm them because you're coming off as more friendly and like caring. It can help massively. For the email, you can just say, hey, missed you. Here are the next 2 fastest slots. If it's not a priority right now, just say later and I'll pause everything going to you. The later option actually helps get more people to rebook than you expect. Because once again, instead of getting them to say no, if we can present them 2 options of talk or later and not even mention the no, they're more likely to pick the later. All right, now moving on, we like to do a 7-day burst on all platforms. Day 1, you do the full blitz, right? Email, calls, text, LinkedIn. Days 2 and 3, 2 calls and texts per day. Days 4 and 7, 1 touch per day, and include something valuable in each. Maybe give them additional offers, whatever it may be. And then of course, during that whole time, our clients will email on their own like personal CRM or whatever software they use, because now they have primary deliverability because they've made the first handshake via our cold emails. And so the key here is to keep showing up, but make sure you aren't being annoying and make sure you aren't being pushy. Make sure you have something valuable in every single one of those things that you can send them. The more you have developed, the better. After 7 days, if they haven't engaged, move them into a long-term nurture sequence. They raise their hand, that interest does not expire. You just shift from active outreach to periodic value touches. And here's one more recovery play. It's the ghosted prospect email. You see, if someone went completely dark after showing interest, you can just send them something like this. Hey Joe, it looks like you decided to pass, which is totally fine. I can only assume we messed something up along the way. Would you be open to giving me some quick feedback so I can get better? Was it the timing, the offer, something else? Either way, thanks for giving us a look. And this works because you're taking responsibility instead of just applying pressure to them. You'd be surprised how many dead leads come back to life with just that one email. I know that was a lot to cover, and hopefully it serves you well. But now, if you want us to build out your cold email system and set up everything so you can start printing meetings, then click the first link in the description and book an intro call with us. We'll map out exactly what this would look like for you and your business and see if we are the right fit to help you out. Additionally, we include this for all of our Series A clients, where we personally will work with your team on implementing this entire mechanism into your stack. And if you go for our seed tier, it's just a one-time additional charge, and we help install this to your entire team. And so click the first link to book your call below. And if you want to see how we built a cold email machine that sends 8.8 million emails per month and makes $4.3 million a year, then watch this next video.